I'm going to show you everything you need to know about all of the different source links in Ars Nouveau. This is predominantly for Minecraft 1.21.1. However, this should be absolutely fine to watch for all versions of Minecraft for Ars Nouveau. We're going to be looking at the Alchemical Sourcelink, and I am going to be showing you how to automate all of these as well. The Vitalic Sourcelink, we're going to be looking at the Volcanic Sourcelink, the Mycelial over here, and just under here, the Agronomical. So let's start off with the Agronomical then. So these are all ways of generating source in Ars Nouveau. The Agronomical Sourcelink is going to generate source from the growth of crops. In order to automate this, let's set up a copy of what I've done here together. So I'm going to place my Agronomic Sourcelink. I'm going to put a bit of water underneath it, and then I'm going to hoe the land around it. Now, this is a very small operation I'm showing you, and it's worth noting that this can actually take source from growing crops in a 17 by 17 area around it. It will also make more source if you use a source berry versus using something like wheat. In my beginner's guide for Ars Nouveau on my channel, I do have a complete guide on all of these things, including how to get source berries and things like that. So I'm going to plant the source berries all around it. And then I'm going to put some source jars on top of it. This is automatically going to store the source that is growing around it. And as you can see there, just then, this crop grew a bit and the actual source went over to that jar. So you can see the distance is really, really big on these. So you can put these up to 5 by 5. So I could put 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3 on here. So it can actually add source jars that far apart. And whenever these crops grow, it is then going to automatically send source into these jars. But how do we automate this? Well, I'm going to use this little guy here, a starbuncle. I have a full guide on how to get starbuncles and how to use them in my Familiars guide, also in my Ars Nouveau playlist. But once you've got your starbuncle charm, you're going to right-click it on the ground to get your starbuncle out, and you will also need a Dominion wand. That is what we're going to be using to help us automate it. I'm also going to put a chest down, and then what I'm going to do is right-click the starbuncle and shift right-click the chest. That is saying that the starbuncle will take items to the chest. Now, if I drop this chest on the ground, what you'll see is that the starbuncle has put it in the chest. But I only want to store my source berries in here. We can add a filter by adding an item frame onto the chest and adding a source berry onto that item frame. And now that is telling the starbuncle to only put source berries in here. Starbuncles, as you can see it doing there, will automatically, without you needing to tell it to, they will automatically harvest source berries. That is one of the cool features that starbuncles will do. And that's another good reason that we're using source berries here. They will automatically harvest nearby source berries. And then, now that we've linked it to the chest, again, by using the Dominion wand, right-clicking the starbuncle and shift right-clicking the chest, and adding our filter here using the item frame, we're saying to the starbuncle to harvest the source berries, which it'll do without you telling it to, and bring them to that chest. Meaning that the source berries will keep on growing forever, and therefore we have an automated source farm with the Agronomic Sourcelink. Here is a setup I've done over here. And that is how you can set up and use the Agronomic Sourcelink automatically. What I've then done, as you can see, the source berries in here that it keeps taking to the chest, it's actually empty. Because what I'm actually telling my starbuncle to also do is take from the chest and take it over here onto this pedestal. This is a Mycelial Sourcelink. So let's talk about that one. The Mycelial Sourcelink here will actually take nearby foods from pedestals, which I can put, 1, 2, 3, or just 1 in this case. It will take any food off a nearby pedestal, or any food that you just drop on the floor near it, and it will turn it into source as well. What you could do is, like I've done, is use the source berries that you're using in this agronomic farm as your food source. So if I put a sourceberry on here, you're going to see that the mycelial one is going to eat that up and turn it into source into its nearby jars. And I'm just going to clear all tasks from this starbuncle. So what I'm going to say to the starbuncle is I'm going to say, I'm going to right click it and then shift right click this chest to say store the berries in the chest. And as you can see, anytime they grow, it's going to store the source berries in the chest. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to shift right click the chest, and then I'm going to right click the starbuncle, and that will mean it will take from that inventory. Now what I've unfortunately now done is set a loop so that it's going to take and put into this inventory 1,000,000 times. What you could do is just have the starbuncle take it straight over to the pedestal rather than the chest, or you could have a second starbuncle, one that is delivering from the berries to the chest and another one taking from the chest to the pedestal. So I'm going to shift right click that and clear it. So again, if you shift right click the chest first, it will take from it. If you right click the starbuncle first and then the chest, it will put it into the chest. So what I'm actually just going to say is I'm going to right click the starbuncle and I'm going to shift right click the pedestal. So it's just going to take berries straight over to the pedestal here. Meaning then that we're going to get source from the growth on the source berries, and it's going to take those source berries to the mycelial one, and that's going to eat them up for more source. Now what you can do, what it's going to do passively is it will turn the ground beneath it to mycelium and grow mushrooms on it. So you've got an early game mushroom farm there as well. But that's as simple as it gets for the Mycelial Sourcelink. What you could do is have a farm on this side, a farm on this side, a farm on this side, and a farm on this side, and have the little starbuncles bringing them to each pedestal and getting loads and loads of source. I'm also going to show you later on in this video how to transport your source as well, in case you want to, take it here from the farm to your other areas where you're actually using it. The next one on our list is the Volcanic Sourcelink. This is going to burn items and... That shouldn't be on there. This is going to burn items up and turn it into source. So, the best item you should be using is blazing archwood, but you can use any sort of wood, etc. And again, I'm just using a starbuncle to transport my blazing archwood to the pedestal, and then the Volcanic Sourcelink is going to turn it into source. If you have stone beneath here, it will turn the stone into lava, by the way. So it's an early game lava farm. Or just put grass, and obviously it won't do anything to it. But that really is all you need to actually know about the Volcanic Sourcelink. So again, what I've done here is if I just shift right click on my starbuncle to clear it, I have shift right click the chest, and then, what we would do here, because it's, I would shift right click the chest, and then I want to right click the starbuncle to say take from that inventory. And then I'm going to set up the second task. So I'm going to right click the starbuncle again, and then I'm going to shift right click the pedestal. So rather than what we just done over there, where it was a one step, I'm actually, shift right clicking the chest and then right clicking the starbuncle, saying take from this chest. And then I'm setting a second task where I'm saying from the starbuncle to the pedestal. So it's like a 2-step task that it's doing. And that is the Volcanic Sourcelink. Now we have the Vitalic Sourcelink. This one you can put near your mob farms or near your animal breeding. The reason being is when the animals breed and also when they actually grow, so like when a baby grows at all, this will generate source. So I can breed these cows and they pop out a baby and we'll get loads of source going into the Vitalic Sourcelink. You can also put this near your mob farms, as when an entity dies near it, that will also generate some source for the Vitalic Sourcelink as well. So there's 2 different options there. Now, the ways you can automate this with Ars Nouveau is very complex, with bookworms and all of those things. So I'll be going over that in my familiars video. But if you have got mob farms set up or breeding farms set up from other mods, etc., it may be useful to set your Vitalic Sourcelink near there. And the last one, which is my favorite, is the Alchemical Sourcelink. Now, this one is actually a bit complex, or it looks complex anyway. So what we use with the Alchemical Sourcelink is it's going to actually make source from nearby potions in potion jars. I do go over how to make these and all of this in my beginner video and my ultimate guide to Ars Nouveau as well. I would check that out on my channel. More about that in the outro. I think what's best for this one is that I just set all this setup up with you so that you can kind of understand what the hell is going on here. So we're going to need some chests. And we're going to be using Wixies automate this. So I think I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift right click to place individual chests, by the way. And then I'm going to put 4 cauldrons down. Just from Minecraft. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to need a Wixie charm. Again, more on how to get Wixies in my Familiars video or my ultimate guide to Ars Nouveau. And you could just right-click the cauldron with the Wixie charm, and it's going to turn them into Wixie cauldrons. Ta-da! Here they come. And then in front of those, we're going to put some pedestals. So you can basically use Wixies to actually automate crafting. In this case, it's going to be potion crafting. And in front of those pedestals, I'm going to put 4 potion jars. Now, they being the Wixies, will supply the water for your potions. You are going to need some source already for the Wixies to actually kind of take from nearby. So if I put these 2 creative source jars nearby, you can see that their cauldrons are now full of source. You do need a bit of source already to do this one. Now what we're going to do, so I'm going to be using potions of harm in this example. So we're going to start off with some awkward potions, okay? I'm going to use 2 awkward potions. I'm first of all going to put an awkward potion on the front pedestal. Now, how do we make an awkward potion? It's a bottle of water and Neverwort. What I'm then going to put in this chest behind, they can take from like further away, I think, but I'm just doing it like this because, you know, sense. The chest behind it, I'm going to put in the Neverwort. I then get my Dominion wand. No, in fact, yes. I get my Dominion wand, and I shift right click the chest, and I shift right click the cauldron. And can you see it's taking the Neverwort out into its cauldron? And then it's making the awkward potion, and it's going into the potion jar. You should shift right click the potion jar to lock it to that recipe. If I took this potion off the pedestal, it wouldn't work. It needs like the recipe on a nearby pedestal. So like that. Then what I can do is I can say awkward potion turns into spider's eye. Yeah, a spider's eye turns it into a potion of poison. I'm going to get 2 potions of poison. And so what I'm going to do in this second chest is put spider's eye. And if I get the oh, what's it doing? Oh no, it's just moved out of the way. So then I'm gonna link this chest to this cauldron, and in this, so obviously it needs the awkward potion to make the poison potion. The Wixie is clever enough to take from this potion jar and take the ingredients out that I've given it and make the new one. So if I put a potion of poison here, what you're now going to see, because I've linked this chest to this cauldron, is it's going to take the spider's eye, and look, here it comes. It's taking the awkward potion, and it's going to make it. Now, you don't need to supply jars, because it's technically putting it... You don't need to supply glass bottles, because it's technically putting it in these potion jars anyway. And again, I'm going to shift right-click this jar to lock it to the potion of poison. I'm then going to do redstone, which is the next step. So you do need to make a potion yourself, basically. I'm going to shift right-click that to that inventory. It's not going to do anything because it has no recipe. So then that is a poison 1 minute 30. You don't need 2 of them, sorry. You just need 1 potion jar. I don't know why I said 2. And I'm going to right-click it on that pedestal. It's already linked to the inventory, so it's then going to take from this potion of poison and then make the 1 minute 30 version. And then lastly, I'm going to take fermented spider's eye to make the potions of harm. I'm going to put these in the 4th chest, link the chest to the cauldron, and get a potion of harm And if you're thinking, well, Javier, why do I want to go through this whole process? Why can't I just use awkward potions? You can. You could just use an awkward potion. But the more complex a potion, the more sauce it will make. So, it's completely up to you, but you would get the best outcome if you do, as many steps as possible. And I'm just going to put the potion of harming on there. And now it's going to take the fermented spider's eye and make the potion of harm. And I'm going to wait for it to make the potion. And then I'm going to shift click that one to lock it. I'm then going to get my Alchemical Sourcelink and place it here. And I'm going to put a source jar. And there we go. Just to recap, we've shift right clicked the chest and then right clicked or shift right clicked the cauldron to link the inventories. We put Neverwort in there and put a pedestal with the recipe on. And then it'll automatically put it into a potion jar. The next one, again, you link it. Don't forget to give it source. Link it, put the pedestal recipe on there, and then the next jar. And then again and again. So hopefully that makes sense. And at the end, put your Alchemical Sourcelink and it will take it from the nearest potion, so the potion of harming, and that will go into a source jar. So how do we then move our source around? So what I'm doing here is I've made a source relay. So I can shift right click the source jar and then shift right click the relay. And then I can right click the relay and shift right click the jar. So I'm saying from here to here, from here to here. And you can see it's sending the source from that from that jar to the relay, and from that relay to this jar. And that's how you use relays as well. And there are a few different relays you can get. There's a collector relay, operates similar to the source relay, but will automatically take from jars it is not linked to within 5 blocks. We have the depositor relay, operates similar to the source relay, but will deposit to jars it is not linked to within 5 blocks. We have the splitter relay, which will basically split it to different jars. And then we have the warper one, which is really cool. Operates similar to the source relay, splitter, but can teleport source to an endless distance between other warp relays. For distances beyond 30 blocks, however, there's a chance that some source will be lost during warp. And that is basically everything you need to know about how to make source and how to transport it. So we've got the source relay, the Agronomic Sourcelink, the Alchemical Sourcelink, the Mycelial Sourcelink, the source jars, source relays, the Vitalic Sourcelink, and the Volcanic Sourcelink. I really hope this tutorial was helpful for you. I have got loads of other tutorials, as you can see here, for Ars Nouveau, and I have got the ultimate guide to Ars Nouveau as well. If you actually go to my channel here, you can see that I have a Minecraft shelf, because I do also cover all of the latest releasing games. So if you are specifically just looking for Minecraft, then check out this Minecraft shelf here for all of my mod guides. And I always do a full ultimate guide for each mod that I do as well. I'd love for you to comment below any mods that you are struggling with and can't find up-to-date guides on, no matter if it's an old mod or a new mod. I really love to know which ones you need help on, etc. And don't forget to click that subscribe button to help support the channel, of course.